What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good, man? What's good? We in the building. We in the building. We in the building. Y'all know what time it is. Let me get situated. Let me get situated, man. Y'all remember hit that like button, that subscribe button, man, while we get to this, man. While we get to this situation, like I said, remember to hit that like button and that subscribe button while we get to this situation, man. Was it a good deal or was it a no deal? Was it a good deal or should it have been a no deal? I say it was a good deal. Shout out, man. Young Thug, man, he at the house, man. It was a good deal, man. Yesterday was a good day for his family and him, man. Y'all remember to hit that like button, man. Remember to hit that like button. That's for real. Hit the like button. Let me get situated while y'all get situated. Ain't no doubt. Come on in. 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 But on the way in, hit the like button. On the way in, hit the like button. I can't say that all day. Come on in and let's have a conversation. A grown folks conversation, man. Everybody welcome. We ain't got no ranches. We ain't got no moderators. We ain't got none of that on this over here, man. Everybody welcome. Come on in, man. I know we ain't doing no tripping. Ain't no doubt. It's a good day today, man. It's a good day today, man. It was even better day yesterday, man. Hit that like button. Ain't no doubt. So what y'all think about the plea that Young Thug took yesterday? Was it a good one or was it a bad one? If you feel like it was a good one, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like it was a bad one, put a 2 in the chat. Or if you feel like he should have just took it to court, put a 3 in the chat. What it do? What's good? It's all good on my end, man. Y'all already know what I come to do. I come to put some 110 on the Young Thug plea yesterday because I heard a lot of people saying that it was a fucked up deal. He shouldn't have pleaded. He should have took it all the way to court and see what he could have got out of it. Well, I tell you this. Now, for those people that ain't never been incarcerated, or for those people that ain't never been in front of a judge or a jury, that is easy for y'all to say. That is easy for y'all to say. If you've never been facing the time that Thug was facing, that's easy for anybody to say. That's why I say people on the outside looking in don't know what the fuck they be talking about half of the time. They just looking at shit and basing a situation on their opinion, but never ever been in a factual situation where you had to go in front of a judge and risk it all. Thug risked it all yesterday. He put it on the line. He put his freedom in the hands of a judge that could have put him away for life. And it didn't matter how much money he got. But people don't want, they seem not to understand that. And the reason why, because they never ever been put in a situation where they had to make a decision. And it wasn't no win-win situation. It wasn't no win-win situation. It could have ended bad yesterday, but it didn't end bad. And some people say, well, how he gonna do 15 years on probation? How he gonna do 15 years on probation, Wood? Well, I tell you how he gonna do 15 years on probation. He gonna do 15 years on probation day by day. You can't do all that shit in 1 hour or 2 or 3 days. Got to wake up day by day. And in his position, he can do it. Why? Because he's not an ordinary person that's on probation. He don't have to go and look for work. His financial situation is already well taken care of. Most people that repeat that's on probation are people that do not have a financial system that's already set up, right? That's how he gonna do his 15 years of probation. That's how. So the deal he took was a good deal. And the reason why, 2.5 years in jail, 2.5 years in jail with no fucking bond, that sucked, man. And it's easy for people to say, well, he could have just stayed there and just rolled it out. Some people can't do 2 hours in jail. And here's a man that's been in jail for 2.5 years that's been eating out of a bag, Doritos out of a bag, right? Do you know how much stress that put on your body? Do you know how much wear and tear that put on your body? Your weight go up, it comes down. That's why a lot of times you were seeing Thug on there, and half of the time he was looking fat. Some of the time he was looking slim. It's because his body was going through changes, and the stress level running in and out of that courtroom wasn't helping it. So 15 years probation, man, yeah, it's a long time. It's a long time. But an ordinary person in that position, they will give them a 10-year deferred adjudicated probation. And there's a lot of people don't know what that is. What that means is if you live the probation down, you don't have no sentence. You free to do and go as you please, right? Like I said, in his situation, man, he got business to take care of. This ain't no person who was just sitting in jail, didn't have nothing to do, and family wasn't dependent on it. The family was dependent on him and his kids. He wanted to see his kids. So people that on the outside looking in, once again, have never ever been put in a position like that where their life is on the line, man. It's a different thing when you put all the marbles on the table and you don't know what that fucking judge gonna do. So that was a hell of a risk, man. Thug took a chance on losing his whole life, man. And he came out on top. And I just heard people repeatedly saying over and over, He been in jail this long. He got a hell of a team as far as lawyers. He should have went on with it. Well, different strokes for different folks. And in this situation, man, he did what was best for him in his situation, man. And there's no ifs, and buts about it, man. So what? For the next 15 years, man, you got to live that shit down and keep it pushing, right? And we all seen the interview that his pops did. His pops ain't even mad about the 15-year probation. He upset because for 10 years, he can't come back home. That's what's fucked up. You have to go and live somewhere else and not be able to come back to the place that you were born. That's what his pops was mad about. Which, if you look at that, that's not a bad thing either. Because a man in his position gonna be traveling anyway. You're gonna be traveling anyway. And most of the people that he know are fucked up people, as we could see. If he never ever give his input or be involved with the people that he was around, it never go bad. But sometimes that shit hard to cut off, especially when you grow up with these people and you extend a hand to them, right? They're gonna do a lot of shit that you don't know about. Not to say that Thug didn't know what was going on, but you gotta give a ball, a strike, man. And it turned out the way that it should have turned out. Now, with the other guys in this case, I don't know. As you can see, they ain't playing fair. They ain't play fair with neither one of these people, man. But the ones that's still in there right now, they got criminal convictions, man. And what helped Thug, he didn't have no criminal conviction, man. Not to say he couldn't have got a bunch of time, because he was facing some hell of a shit. He was facing some hell of a shit, but the guys that's still in there now, only thing you can do for those two people, man, is pray for them. Because I don't think, from my personal opinion, that it's going to end well. I really don't. Y'all remember to hit that like, hit that subscribe button, man. I got to step away for a minute, man. For anybody just coming into the chat, man, I'm giving my spiel on Young Thug and his situation. Did he make the right move? Did he make the wrong move? Or did he make the move and the choices that was made by him so he can get out and provide for him and his family? And for those that ain't never been in that position, or those that ain't never been incarcerated, to understand what it is to eat out of a bag every day, all day, and get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go back and forth to court, don't you make no motherfucking assumptions or no opinions, because you as a person has never been in that position. I'm talking to anybody in the chat that has never been to jail. You don't know how I feel. You just on the outside looking in. First-hand experience with me, I'm telling you, it's hell. You going through pure hell, getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, being shackled, going from the courthouse back to jail. That shit ain't no fun. It ain't no fun at all. And the shit they feed in there is trash. Let's go. Let's get back at it, man. Sometimes business call, I got to step away, man. But business is right here, right now, right? And I'm not promised to be here that long. Like I said, I'm really coming here giving my input with people that are really coming saying he should have stayed in jail and fought it to the end. But the end could have very well been the end of his fucking life. Because we already seen how this court system is set up. The court system is rigged, man. And people will drag you through this fucking court system to better their career, right? Just what we saw. We seen people coming through this court system and getting drugged. It's no different. And the only thing says Thug is his money, man. That's the only thing say Thug is the money. And he had the team to put him through this shit, man. Other than that, he'd have been another statistic, man. And that's why I said, we don't know how it's going to end with the other people that's in this case. We don't know how it's going to end. They offered them, one of them, 60 years. You know how long you got to do on 60? It ain't no plea when they offering 60. It's go to court or nothing else. Everything goes to court. Everything goes to court when they offer you 60 years. That's a long time for anybody to be incarcerated, man, especially the time that they got to do on the particular cases they got. That shit ain't going to end well, man. It ain't going to end well, but I guarantee you it's not going to end like Thug's situation ended. Thug's situation ended due to the fact because he didn't have no criminal record. The other guys in this case, they got criminal records. And so that's the reason why they're going to get drugged, man. And as you could see yesterday, when Thug took his plea, the fucking DA they wanted to take the deals off the table and try these dudes. Why? Because they want to better their career. They want to further their career. And they was hot as fish grease when this man pleaded out and he went home yesterday. This shit was personal. It was personal yesterday. But it ended well for Thug, man. And shout out to the judge in this case for being able to see bullshit right there in the middle of it. And what gets me is, that's why I say, man, it don't matter what color the DA is. The DA in this case was black. Both DA's females were black, and they trying to end the career of black men. So that's why I say don't put too much stipulation on color when you get your ass in trouble, because they trying to further their career. They don't care what's in front of them. They just want to further their career. And how do you do that? You build a conviction rate up. You build a conviction rate up of whoever. It don't matter. If they could have got Thug to go to prison for a life sentence, their career would have skyrocketed. It would have skyrocketed. But now that it didn't happen, I'm willing to bet. And y'all remember, this is election time, right? Fannie Willis, she won't be there next year. What's up, Lopez? Fannie Willis, she out of there. She won't get reelected. She would not get reelected. This case fucked her. The case of the YSL trial fucked DA Fannie Willis. Rest for sure, she would not be a DA of Fulton County when re-election time comes. Now, if she'd have got the conviction and all those guys who went to prison, mainly Thug, I don't know. She probably would have stayed. But I know that DA love shit and all that other shit, they gone. Because people seen the corruption of Fulton County system nationwide. Everybody saw it. And the only reason Jeffrey Williams survived his case is because he was financially stable. Any other person that went through this, they ass would have went through the ringer. But it wouldn't have been this big either. It was only this big because of the person that was in the case. And that was Thug. But we got to remember, it's two other people that's still in there. But I don't think they're going to make it out. My personal opinion, I think they're going to be incarcerated for a very long time. What do you mean? They are offering. They took the offers off the table. And now the offer is 60 years. How do a man do a 60-year sentence? That's a long time to be incarcerated. A long time. That's why I said Thug did damn good by taking that probation because he can live that down. You got people in the world right now that have been free for 25 and 30 years, but had parole to do and they lived it all down. It all depends on the individual, man. You got people as we speak right now that are being released off of parole that has been on parole 10 and 11 years. So it can be done, right? It all depends on the individual. But like I said, this case, this YSL case, it was a fucked up case from the beginning, and it was a fucked up case going all the way through. This was a personal vendetta that a black woman, let's fuck the DA, let's say black woman. This was a disgruntled black woman that was mad at a lot of black men. We don't know what she had going on in her personal life, but as you can see, every day she went in this courtroom, she was disgruntled, man. And that was a disgruntled black woman, and she wanted to do damage to a fucking celebrity that just happened to be Jeffrey Young Thug Williams. Proven point, man. When fucking Judge Page told Thug, hey man, this is what's gonna happen, and this is what I want you to do when you get released. Did anybody see the anger in fucking Love's face? She was mad at the world. So I knew when she went home that night was good. So I knew when she went home that night, when DA Love went home that night, whoever that was in the bed beside her, did nothing happen. Did nothing happen that night. She was so mad yesterday that this man was going home. She didn't know what to do. This was a disgruntled black woman, man. It was way past being a DA. You know, this was a woman that was mad at the world, and she probably been getting mistreated her whole life. And here are these boys come along that's making a lot of money, and she wanted some get back. This was her get back for whatever she was going through. She was building a case every day she came to court, right? I don't know who killed no Tupac. Let me get you out of here. We ain't worrying about no Tupac. We'll get back with you. Bye. Who killed you? Me. So anyway, this was a case of a disgruntled black woman, man. That's all it was about, man. From Fannie Willis to DA Hilton to DA Love. 3 disgruntled black women, right? And it started at the top. Remember what I told y'all. This is election year. Fannie Willis would not be the head DA of Fulton County next time around. She got to go. She gone. She won't make it. Not this time around. It's going to be somebody else in power. But this case will be remembered for a very long time. Thug might have 15 years on probation, right? But I guarantee you it's going to be some compensation later on down the line, because later on down the line, remember, it will be a movie made out of this particular trial. Why? Because it had all the characters in the movie. It had all the characters in the movie. Starting with who? Woody. Started with Woody. Mr. I Don't Recall. It started with Woody, right? You know, and you got a lot of people look down on Woody, man. But you know what, man? That's why people got to understand what they're getting into before they get into it. Because you can find yourself in a situation and that shit will have you doing some shit that you did never know you would do. And it have you talking to people that you know you don't have no business talking to, right? And before you know it, you done tied yourself in a knot. And now your name is getting drugged through the street. And your street cred is going in the trash. And that's for real, man. So you have to be careful what the fuck you get into, man. Because look right now, the YSL trial is finna be over, right? It's finna be over. But the people that took the stand in the trial, that shit gonna ride them forever. You know, it's gonna ride them forever. And people gonna have opinions about you. But we know one thing: opinions are like what? And we all got one, right? And we see Woody every day on the screen, you know, living his best life. He living his best life, man. And I will say this, man. You know, when a man get ratted on, there's two things he can do. He can either let that shit go or do what they say do about somebody ratting on you. You can do those two things. Other than that, it can't be shit done about it, right? And the person that did the ratting, he or she got to live with that shit every day. Some people proud of that shit. Now, y'all got to remember, we're in 2024. You got a lot of people proud to say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna snitch. This is what I do. You know, some people are very proud of that shit. And some people say, hey, man, you can't come around here with that type of situation riding on your back. Can't come around here. And then some people shit just don't bother. It's just like waking up in the morning and drinking this motherfucking tea. Some people don't bother. But like I said, man, it's to each his own. That's why you have to be careful with the company you keep. If you're doing some shit against the law, you got to be careful with that. You know, it's a proven fact every day that the streets ain't got no loyalty. As Lil Durk in jail right now, facing some serious allegations and some serious charges, you know, and he might be there along with him Thug to try to clean this up. But we'll never know. We'll just have to see how it play out. You know, I know Thug in his mind, he didn't think in a million years that his case was gonna ever end. Because 2.5 years, man, day for day is a lifetime to some people. Everybody can't just sit in that bitch and just relax, especially if you've never been in that situation, or especially if you don't have no motion. If you ain't got no motion, you can sit in there for 2 or 3 years because you ain't got nothing to do and nobody depending on you. But a man that got real motion or a woman that got real motion, they don't want to be sitting in jail that long. So it's whatever it take. It's whatever it take to get free. And that's what Thug did, man. You know, Brian Steele said, hey, man, I didn't want to take this, but I'm the lawyer. My client wants to take it. So guess what? This is what we're going to take. Brian Steele said, man, you know what? We could have won this joint. That's in his mind. But at the end of the day, Brian Steele ain't facing no time. He ain't facing no time. So you never know what the 12 people in the jury gonna come back with. And not only that, that's another 3-4 months in the can, man. Nobody wants to be sitting in that bitch, man. So shout out to Thug, man, for risking it all. He put it on the line. He didn't know what was gonna happen, but he knew one thing. If I don't come to this conclusion, I'm looking at another 3-4 months for this case over with. But they had witness on top of witness, witness on top of witness to be called in. And they was building the case as they went along. So if you want to take a chance on that type of shit, he could have done that. But jail ain't for everybody. Really, jail ain't for nobody unless you don't have a life. Jail is for people that don't have a life and they trying to skip out of all the responsibilities in the streets. I mean, you got a lot of people like that. You know, they let the light bill beat them up. Or when Christmas come around, like Christmas coming around this year, it's finna be here. Some guys want to be in jail. You know, somebody said jail is for Lil Durk. Hey man, I didn't say that. You know, I didn't say jail was for dirt, you know, but we all got our opinions, right? You know, it's this is a free country. You can voice your opinion, but once again, it's just like anything else, man. That don't mean it's true. But like I always say, man, any and everybody can come here and voice their opinion, man. We take trolls and everything over here as long as you're a respectful troll. You know what I'm saying? What's up, you? Y'all hit that like button when y'all show up, man. All this shit is opinion based, man. Ain't nothing true. But what is true is Jeffrey Young Thug Williams was released yesterday. That's a fact, Jack. He was released yesterday, and everybody is chiming in on it. Some people saying that he shouldn't have pleaded out, that he should have took it all away. His lawyer said the same thing. He wanted a no guilty verdict. That way Jeffrey could have went on with his life without no stipulations or none of that. But understand this, man. Sometimes discipline and structure being put into your life, that ain't such a bad thing, man. It all depends on how you look at it, and all depends on how you go about handling your situation. But like I said, it's to each his own, man. To each his own. I don't think Thug gonna go to jail again. My personal opinion, man. Why would he? Why would he go to jail? Why would he go to jail? Everything he want is out here. Everything he wants is out here, man. Jail is for losers, man. Being incarcerated is for losers. Don't forget that. If you go to jail and you be incarcerated for a substantial amount of time, that means whatever game you was in, you lost. And they won. For 2.5 years, Thug lost. He understand that. He understand that he cannot win inside of somebody else's system. He can't win. For 2.5 years, Jeffrey Williams lost. And he understand that. That's why he risked it all yesterday. That's why he was willing to risk it. He said, you know what? I'm already losing, man. I've been losing for 2.5 years. So shit, why not take it in front of the person that's in charge and see if I can get myself released with the help of this dream team? And that's what happened, man. He went in, spoke his piece, and it turned out for the best for him, man. And can't nobody be mad at that, you know? And I was seeing all the comments while he was giving his speech and while the DA was giving her speech. And you really, really had some people in the comments doing this YSL trial, give him a life sentence, keep him locked up. They don't even know this man. All that shit is opinion based. All that shit is opinion based, man. They don't know that, man. But yet and still, they want him locked up. Why would you want a man locked up? I wouldn't wish that shit on nobody. Now, it's people do need to have their ass in the can, you know. But in this situation, man, DA Love, Fannie Willis's team, they didn't have their ducks lined out. And that's why he walked. That's why it was a plea deal. Because every time they turned around, they was doing some off the wall, crooked shit. That's why this man walked. And many more people will walk if they have the financial stability like Thug did. But everybody ain't got that. That's why I say the average person on the streets right now that's hustling don't have the money that Thug got. Common sense will tell you, if you don't have the money that Young Thug had, you shouldn't even be doing that other shit. Because that RICO law was meant to jam your ass up and get you on something. That's why they assemble that shit, because it's easy to lock you up on that and to keep you locked up. It's a proven fact, man. That's why I say people will show you who they are and they will show you who you don't want to be. And on the back end of that, they'll show you what situation you don't want to be in. 2.5 years, man. He ate Doritos out of a bag, man. It's a proven fact. If you don't know what it feels like to eat Doritos in a soup out of a bag, you shouldn't have nothing to say, man. Nothing. If you don't know what it feels like, if you don't know what it feels like to get up at 5 a.m. in the morning and have your ankles shackled, being transported from a jail facility to court for 2.5 years, you shouldn't have nothing to say, man, about what he pleaded on or how he pleaded on. I'm talking to the people that said he shouldn't have took the plea. I ain't talking to the people that got sense. It's the people that said he shouldn't have took the plea. Those are the people on the outside looking in. Those are the people I'm talking about. Yeah, that have never ever did any kind of time, but got a lot to say about a situation that they've never been in. It's hard. It's hard when you are at the disposal of that magistrate. That's why they say crime don't pay. It's a true saying. It's a true saying. It might pay you for the time being, but what it does is this. It takes you through that court system and it breaks you mentally and physically and financially wise. Like I said, Young Thug, man, is a lucky, very lucky individual that his financial stability was where it needed to be, because if not, DA Love win this case against him. And you will see them other guys that's left in jail, they're going to lose. They're going to lose. And the reason why they're going to lose, why? Convicted felon, and the money going to run out. I'm telling you, they're going to plea, and it's not going to be the plea that they want. It's going to be doing a bunch of time, man. 60 years incarcerated is a lot of time. For those that never did no time, that's a long time. It's a long time. 60 or 80 years is a long time. And they just put cases on top of cases on top of cases. I mean, built cases for no apparent reason. Didn't have no proof. They was working a case along the way. They was working the case along the way. So anyway, man, like I said, I'm not going to be here long. I just came to give my spiel for those on the outside looking in that have never been in this situation, but got a lot to say about it. Got a lot to say about it. And the people that was watching this case every day were only watching it because they thought they was watching a movie. These were people's lives on the line. These were people real lives on the line. That they do some shit that wasn't called for, yeah, everybody do that every day. But the only reason these people were being treated like they was being treated, because it was people trying to further their career, like D.A. Love, Fannie Willis, and Hilton. Those people, they were trying to build their careers off the backs of the YSL tribe. Remember that. This is election year. Fannie Willis will not get elected again. She's on her way out the door. D.A. Love lost this case, even though she got people to plead. But when DAs go into cases this big or this magnitude, they don't want no pleas. They don't want to have to offer no pleas. They want you found guilty. so they can nail you to the cross. And then they can come back and tell the public, I told you so. That's what they want. That's how they work. They get their careers off the ground with big cases. And they want guilty verdicts. They don't want to plea out. They want to drag you through the court system. That's what they want to do. So shout out to Thug, man, for doing what you had to do, even though you risked it all, bro. Stay up, homie, and stay free, man. That's the number one thing. 15 years on probation, you can do that because you financially stable. You just have to understand one thing, that in which what got you there. Learn and understand that your 2.5 years incarcerated could have been longer. This was 2 blessings. It teach you what you don't want to be in, and it teach you what kind of people you should invite in your situation, man. Everybody can't go where you go. Everybody don't have the talent you have. Everybody don't. But I tell you this, it's always a DA in the system that's looking for somebody to come up off of. It's no different from the street. When a street hustler see a lick, they want to hit it. It's no different in the courtroom. When the DA see a lick, they want to hit it. And in this case, YSL was a lick. DA Love and Fannie Willis thought they was going to piggyback off this situation and go to the top. But it didn't turn out like they wanted it to. So stay free and stay up, Thug.